1, 2, 3, 4.
I think my greatest memory is not even on the basketball court. It's just having a Bible study and really learning a lot from John. Just about being a better person and a better man. I think that's my greatest memory here. The thing I would take away is just surrendering everything to God. I think in the past I've tried to, I guess, do it myself, and I just want to, be patient and let God handle everything in my life. So, thanks again, John.
My favorite memory on the trip would be going back to St. Andrews and coming out victorious, because it's always good to beat your old team. And just being back in my old school and being around the atmosphere that I graduated from. And the thing that I would take most out of this trip would be, the respect for ladies, and that knowing that I gotta get to their mind before I get to their body, and it's not just a physical thing, it's more a mental thing. So, thanks, John. This is a great time. Thank you.
I think it's hard for me to choose a single moment that sticks out in my mind, but if I had to say one thing, it would be, just the trip to Blue Ridge and the YMCA in Montreat. Just enjoy being able to spend time with everybody and just having a group time around the fire. And another one specifically would be the bowling. I really enjoyed that. It was fun, a little friendly competition between all of us, and having a good time. And the biggest thing I would take away from this is just the growth I've had, just spiritually, and just also as a man, just learning about manhood and what it takes to find the right woman, raise kids, and be a good man for your wife. And that's just the biggest thing I've never thought about, and now I've learned and got that to think about. So.
All right, my favorite moment of the trip was getting Tuck to come out of his shell. I messed with him almost every day. That was fun. And then I'd say one thing I'll take away from the trip is no matter how much you try to pray for God to come into your life, it's always going to be tough on the basketball court, especially when you don't like losing. Knowing that we're not playing for ourselves, we're playing for God's glory. It's tough when we have referees or things not going our way. It's always going to be tough no matter what, so we've got to leave it in his hands.
How's it going? Just like a trip highlight for me is probably when we were at the Blue Ridge YMCA all together, and it was at the beginning of the tour, so we were just like a lot of excitement and getting to know each other, and then especially for me, and then just being all together, work together, live together during that time. It was just a lot of fun. First game and stuff. That was definitely like highlight of the trip, probably, and then sharing with the H's and stuff. But something I'll take away from this trip, just like I wanted to learn how a sport ministry, at least one aspect of one is run, and I've gotten to see a lot of that happen right here just with using basketball and speaking at half times and just getting to know the players. That's something I'll take away, something I'd like to do in the future too, so very valuable.
The tour, man, is great hanging out with the guys, man. I think what I'm taking from the video, from the tour, man, is that how to be an authentic man. Just to lead courageously, reject passively, man, and accept God's greater reward. It's been a fun time. It's like being in college again, so I appreciate it, John. Thanks, man.
Hey, John, it's Trey. I want to thank you for the great summer it's been. You've really helped redirect my life, and one of my favorite memories from this trip will just be all the times driving with you, listening to Rush Limbaugh, talking politics. It's been a lot of fun. You've given me a wealth of knowledge. And one thing I'm going to take away from this trip has just been watching you coach us, watching you on the sidelines. You have really helped me to see, if I ever coach one day, what it's like and that it can be done to be a godly coach. I've really enjoyed watching you. One thing that I won't miss is right after Bethany asked me out and I knew that you found out, I knew this was going to be a long tour. As soon as you found out, I went on a date with Bethany. So that's one thing I won't miss, is the daily harassment. But another thing I'll take away is just how to treat girls. You've really through the manhood plan and everything. You really taught me how to treat a future girlfriend if I am fortunate enough to have one. And so I want to thank you for everything, John. It's been a great summer. I love you, man.
The thing I most enjoy about this tour is just fellas. When you're down, they know it, they sense it. And everybody coming through with some uplifting words, pat on the back, you know, just a hug. And I never felt that before, you know what I'm saying? So it felt good just to be around people who love God just as much as you. And when you get off track, they quickly jump on you to make sure you don't fall too far alongside. I really like that, and I plan on keeping touch with all y'all. So keep in touch with me. I'm coming to your house. John, you the best. I mean, you very educated man, very wise. I look forward to keeping a relationship with you. So,
What's one thing you learned?
one thing I learned. There's so much I can't. I can't just sum up it all in one thing. It's just keep God first. No matter what, keep God first. You know, you can't depend on no man to bring you up out of a bad situation. God always going to be there to help you through rough times.
Hey John Farwell, it's Drew Sanchez here. I just wanted to thank you so much, first of all, for this opportunity of coming out here and being a part of this. I'm going to tell you my least favorite time here, my favorite time here, and then something I'm going to take out of this. I'd say my least favorite time was definitely the men's retreat. Sleeping next to old men snoring was not my favorite time, but I still learned a little bit from the experience, but it definitely was my least favorite. My favorite time on this trip, I think, is all the time just spent with the guys in Bible study, outside of Bible study, and just the fellowship I got to have with all these Christian men. And throwing Luke's golf club into the river was pretty exciting as well. And something I'm actually really going to take from this is I realized you need other men in your life. I didn't think I needed it as much before this trip, but going on with my life, I know that I realize I need men and fellowship to help build me up and strengthen me. And I appreciate all your teachings. I've learned a lot, and all you've done for me. Thanks again, John, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Hey, John. I just want to tell you that my favorite memory from the trip definitely had to be the very first van ride when we headed down to Asheville to go play Montreat, and we got in the car. It was a really long drive, and there were four of us in the back of the van. We just started going deep, talking about each other's lives, and it set the tone for what the rest of our days out on the road were going to be like, where we just got real about life, and it really caused us to bond together as a team. The takeaway that I have from learning is really the stuff we learn about authentic manhood: to reject passivity, to accept responsibility, to lead courageously, to expect the greater reward. Those are things that I will take with me forever, and that they're going to greatly impact my life, and they're all because of the time here. So thank you very much.
My favorite memory of the tour, I guess, is probably rolling up to the gym maybe 20 minutes before a game, after we were riding in a car for about 3 hours, and then having to get out and play, being stiff and getting ready to play. Because I come from school, I guess, where we usually eat. Everything is very regimented, and there's a lot of routine. So there's a lot of breaks in routine here, and I guess that was a good experience, a little bit different. How to be able to get out and just prepare and be able to get out and go play. I was stiff after that 3-hour car ride. Getting ready in 20 minutes was pretty tough for me, because I'm used to having like an hour and a half or 2 hours to get ready for the game. The biggest thing I think I learned from this tour, I have to say, is patience, I guess. There's different things, I guess, I was kind of frustrated with at the beginning of the tour, and wanting things kind of like on my own timing. And I really got to kind of learn that, you know, something's going to happen. It's going to be on God's timing. He's got like a plan for everything that's going to happen for me. And you know, kind of sitting and kind of talking through things with you, just kind of helped me come to that realization, I guess. Without that, you know, I don't know where I would be. It's just like a lot of, even if I was somewhere, it'd be like a lot of frustration and not really understanding or appreciating like where I'm at, being able to deal with everything. So I really appreciate you. I appreciate that and the conversations we had, for sure. Thanks, man.
Yo, Dom, can you hear me overseas?
Yeah.